going on? I'm back. Hopefully you guys will come in and watch it here. I'm going to repeat myself, all right? So I want to start off by saying this, right? I fully acknowledge that men, specifically black men, have been disrespected by their female counterparts in ways that no other demographic has experienced. None. However, it doesn't exempt black men or men in general to be held accountable for their lack of actions, for their actions, or where they are in their lives. I think that for the most part, men got to be willing to be held accountable. And I think some men are afraid to be held accountable for their actions. They would champion somebody a man who gets up and want to go at women and tell women about themselves, but want to disrespect and put down the man that want to tell them about themselves as well. So I believe in balance. Some of the people may say I'm riding the fence, and I make no apologies about that. Yes, I ride the fence because I'm balanced. I don't believe in toxicity, and I won't support or co-sign toxicity. It can come from my brothers or it can come from my sisters. I don't co-sign toxicity at all. I don't care who it comes from, where it comes from. Not co-signing it. Not going to happen. So, guys, welcome back, and I thank you so much for coming through and coming back. I had some technical difficulties. I was using Streamlabs for this live stream. Now I'm using a YouTube studio. We'll make it happen. We'll make it work. That's what we do here. All right. I will be having a chance for you guys to call in so you guys can share your thoughts on this, because it's a deep topic. Okay. And today I want to talk to you guys about how a wannabe alpha male is created. How a wannabe alpha male is created. Hey, Ruth, thank you so much for coming through. All right. We're going to have a nice conversation. It's going to hurt some feelings, but it is what it is. I do mean it in love, and I'm hoping that I can add some value to people, and it can add value to me. Now, before you guys, men specifically, go in here and start saying, see, here's another simp dude who wants to pander to women. All right. On Friday, I did a live stream. Before you say that, go back and watch that. All right. And then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about as far as me wanting to be as balanced as I can be. I already said, I acknowledge that black men have been disrespected by their female counterparts in a much more higher fashion, a higher way than any other demographic. So that's acknowledged, and media, data, articles, magazines, shows, it depicts that. So it is what it is. But it still doesn't excuse us from our actions as well. So I'm not going to be trying to create a platform where I'm, bashing women, because I think that for the bringing up black men and black women helps each other. Okay, so that's what I'm about. I'm about family. This channel is about fatherhood, family, faith, and now marriage, because I'm a husband. But I'm not about to go into all that yet. It'll happen. It'll happen. All right. So let's talk about it. Okay. How wannabe alpha males are created. Now, if I hurt your feelings and the shoe fits, let it fit. Okay. If you want to be in my comments and without faces and then throw insults, you guys could be boys and do that. But if you guys want to be men and have a discussion with me in the comment section, or even in person, like over the phone or whatever, I'm willing to do that, because I appreciate having conversation. Andrea, welcome back. Excuse me. So please hit the thumbs up as you enter in. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. So let's talk about the difference between a man who wants to be an alpha male and a man who want to be an alpha male. Wannabe, WANNABE. Okay. There are boys that claim to be alpha males and want to be alpha males. Then there's men who actually embody what they believe an alpha male is. Golden Phoenix, thank you so much for coming through. Please hit that like button. Appreciate you here. Okay. So today I'm not talking to the men who embody what alpha male is. Okay. I'm not talking to you. All right. So there's some amazing men out there who are doing their thing, who are alpha men, who take care of their tribe, take care of their pack. They're leading their pack the right way. This isn't about you. This is about those toxic minded men who claim to be alpha males, who aren't doing anything with their lives but other than tearing other people down, other men and other women. So let's talk about it. Okay. Either you want to be an alpha male or you want to be alpha male. All right. So, ways wannabe alpha males are created. And I had a video to show you from Ayanla Fix My Life. It was a video that was posted on November 11th. If you get a chance, look up the Shay Johnson episode of Ayanla Fix My Life on YouTube. Amazing episode. Amazing episode. All right. Again, I don't agree with Ayanla's approaches. I'm going to be honest with you. She does certain things that I'm like, you know, even when you do that, you're emasculating men. Like even doing that, you're emasculating men. So, but we'll get into that another time. Like, you know, I appreciate what she does. Just like people want to get at me, I appreciate what Kevin Samuels does. Right? It's both of those spaces are needed. All right. Some things I disagree with, and doesn't mean that I hate them. Just certain things I disagree with. So one of the things that can cause a wannabe alpha male to be created, a boy who grow up and they want to be an alpha male, right? Is that they have a poor relationship with their mother. A poor relationship with their mother. It's pretty bad. They lack something. So they overcompensate with toxic masculinity. And yes, there is such thing as called toxic. If there is. So men are going to be like, see, there's no such thing. Right? If you can explain to me how masculine men could behave in a way that doesn't edify the community, if they believe that they don't need to be faithful to a woman, that they can father as many children as they want to without taking care of them or being held responsible for them, then you're supporting toxic masculinity and you don't even know it. So, real talk. Thank you so much for being here. Are you helping? First off, real men help their daughters with their homework. Alpha men help their daughters with their homework. My brother Real is in the chat listening, and he's helping his daughter with the homework. Come on. We got Black Light Revelations in here. What's going on, bro? Thank you so much for being here. All right. So let's continue talking about the single mother, not the single mother, but the poor relationship with the mother. You see, men grow up and some boys have a very close relationship with their moms. But sometimes that relationship may not be that great. It could be poor. It could be broken, right? And with that broken relationship, the man grows up bitter. And now he's this, you know, he's more operating in a machismo type of fashion that's not really an alpha male. They want to consider themselves an alpha male because now they're men and they broke away from their mother and they can disrespect women because they're alpha male. It doesn't make you an alpha male. That means that you're broken and you're bitter. And you're bitter because you have a bad relationship with your mother. So now you're going to be bitter toward women. So these boys are walking around with this wannabe alpha male mentality. They got the car, they got the clothes, they may got the place, they may got even the job. They got a nice entrepreneur type of gig and they're making some money somewhere, somehow, right? But they're harboring bitter feelings and thoughts toward all women because of the poor relationship they have with their mother. So now they're walking around bitter, disrespectful, claiming to be alpha men. Okay. They lacked appropriate affection from mom. Molly December, thank you so much for coming through. So they lacked appropriate affection from mom, and they don't know what unconditional affection would look like. They just don't. So they have no clue. So they're looking for affection in ways that are extremely counter to anything that they receive from their mothers. And a lot of boys out there are trying to replace their moms. A lot of boys are trying to replace their moms. What they're trying to do is they're trying to find what they couldn't find in their mother. Or they don't want anything like their mother. So they are going to be extremely disconnected and in the process disrespectful to women because they don't want that connection. If my mother can have this kind of connection with me, then I'm pretty sure all the women out there can have the same kind of attention toward me, affection toward me, and I don't want it. So I want a woman to be there for me when I need her, I just don't want that connection, right? Alpha is indicative of an internal locus of control. And yeah, you mentioned that, and I saw the videos that you were talking about. Life results and accomplishment determine alpha status, not self-declaration. And I mentioned this also. I mentioned that also. Like you can't tell yourself that you are an alpha male, right? Like you can't. It doesn't work that way. Okay. Hey, Larita, thank you so much for coming through. All right. So in this specific episode, Shay Johnson, she was in Love and Hip Hop. She was in Flavor of Love. She's just a reality TV personality. I don't want to say star because she's not like overly huge, but she's a reality TV personality. She was raised with a single mother. She has two older brothers. Well, she's the middle child. So there's a younger brother and an older brother. The older brother's a doctor. The younger brother feels like he didn't get any the positive attention from his mother. And I wanted to show you this clip it. That's why I was using Streamlabs, but I can't show it to you. But if you get a chance, I'm going to put the link in the description so you guys can watch this. So this will give you some context of why I am saying what I'm saying, so that people aren't like, see, he's coming down on another black man, blah, blah, blah. Knock it off, guys. Grow up. So you guys can watch it and check it out. It's really deep. And I want you guys to watch it at the 51-minute mark. 51-minute mark. So if you guys want to open up a new tab, go to the 51-minute mark and then hit pause, because you're not leaving this live stream to watch it. Don't do that. Don't. All right. So do that. I'm going to put it in the description also, so that for those who are watching afterwards, you guys can watch it as well. The 51-minute mark. And he's now about to, in this scene here, he's about to tell her how he feels, right? And how he felt like he didn't get the attention. And as a result, he doesn't trust women. And the thing is, the truth is, he has what looks like this alpha male bravado. Exterior would read all alpha male. Inside, he's broken. He's broken. So, and no disrespect to him, he's getting healed through this process, right? And I think men need to be healed through this. So if you're out there and you're watching this, you don't like what I'm saying and it's touching you in a certain way, like emotionally you're getting upset, you probably need therapy for it. All right. He's getting therapy. He's going to be healed from it, but he's broken. So he's got the outward exterior of what people seem to think of an alpha male is, but he's broken. He's broken, right? Broken so much so to the point where Ayanla took mom out of her seat, brought her over to him, literally took this grown man's head and said, "Your baby boy needs your bosoms," and put his head in his mother's breast. Like, first off, Ayanla, like, I don't know why you did that. Like, that. You don't do that to a grown man. But either way, right? Like, it happens, right? So these wannabe alpha males put on this exterior of what they think an alpha male is, or what other people have told them what an alpha male is, and they walk in that, and they're extremely broken. And as they're walking, they're leaving a trail of devastation behind them, and they don't even realize it. Charcoal Home, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. I'm still buffering. Dag. All right. So Blacklight says, alpha, in my opinion, it is predetermined. However, you can mimic alpha tendencies and actions in order to improve your type A attributes and internal locus of control. I feel you. I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Charcoal's Home. I'm not really so much a fully sold in the alpha, the alpha, beta, sigma, ideal. I'm not really fully, so I'm still doing research on it. Again, like, I've been told by somebody very close to me that I can't be put in an alpha male and I can't be put in a beta male. I'm more like a sigma male. So I'm still doing research. Once they told me that, I was like, because, like, first off, I don't like to be put in a category. I'm an individual and I don't like to be put in a category. And then she said, that's because you're a sigma male. I was like, oh gosh, you're still doing it. Leave me alone. So here's the thing, right? Stream looks good. I thank you. I appreciate it. So here's the thing, right? We have to be careful with wanting to be an alpha male and you haven't done the healing process, because you got to heal. You got to be fully, you got to be whole if you really want to walk in that alpha male, actuality that you want to walk in. All right. And if you lack appropriate affection from mom and you're walking around broken and you're claiming to be an alpha male, you're not an alpha male. You're a wannabe alpha male. Okay. And you didn't have a positive relationship with your mom. It just wasn't positive. You just, you grow up and you're bitter. You just don't like your mom too much. And as a result, you don't like women. You don't trust women because you can't trust your mom because she broke that trust when you were younger. All right. If alpha and beta thing doesn't exist, it was based off of wolves that had children and the father was leading the family. The author of the first Alpha and Omega last said he got the whole thing wrong. And yeah. I think Blacklight was the one. No, Real was the one who actually shared that. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, that's the problem. And now, and if I can just say this real quick, right? If you guys go to my other videos, the one that I did on KS, Kevin Samuels, there's a lot of people coming at me in the chat, right? And here's my thing. I love taking in information, right? And I would lie if I tell you that some of the things that Kevin Samuels says, I didn't learn. I learned. I didn't learn anything from. Like, he has some dope information, right? But I don't agree with everything. If I would have read that book, right, and then blindly, ran out and was like, yeah, I relate to this. I'm an alpha male, and I walk around and start beating my chest. I'm an alpha male. I just blindly followed somebody else's teaching without critically thinking for myself and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what's fluff, what's not fluff. And I blindly follow people. Like, I don't believe men should be doing that. So I just don't. I don't believe men should be following and just blindly somebody else's description of what a man should be. Don't even follow mine. Like, some of the things I may say, you may not agree with. All right. Take what you like, and whatever you don't like, leave it to the side. Somebody else may have something else. And then you can develop your own thing as long as it's healthy. Right. So we gotta stop with this whole thing. Right. And then we just gotta stop. Let's just learn from each other, grow with each other. And if what you say I don't agree with, and I say I don't agree with it, I'm not attacking you. I just don't agree with what you're saying or your approach or the way you do it. And that's okay, because people don't agree with me all the time. I don't cry about it. And I don't have people going in chats trying to defend me because I'm a Sigma male. Don't need that. All right. So another thing that helps create wannabe alpha men is the lack of male mentorship. So in a lot of specifically Black communities that are low income, okay, and you can say that's, that's just your opinion. No, it's not just opinion. Data, anecdotal data, percentage data, percentages and all that stuff says that, and even experiential, because some of the men in the chat could even relate to this, that in a lot of our communities, the men that we saw out there, right, in the streets, weren't always the most positive influences on us, right? And if we did see men that we should be looking up to, they're the ones in their homes, relaxing with their families, making sure that their families are taken care of. So there was a lack of male, what is it, a Sigma male? You got to look it up. It's deep. It's deep. So one of the things that we don't have is lack of we have is a lack of positive male mentorship. Okay. Either some of us didn't have a father figure, and I say some of us because my father didn't live in a home with us. In fact, I didn't know my father until I was 31. I met him for the first time when I was 31. He left when I was like 2.5, 3, 4, what of them, and he was gone. I had uncles in my life. I had even my brother's father in my life, but they weren't consistently there. So I made a lot of stupid mistakes, right? Trying to find out what a man was. And every boy is trying to find out what a man is, and they're making mistakes on the way. And excuse me. And we lack that consistent male mentorship, a father figure to point us in the right direction. Man, you got to be more popular, bro. A lot of people need this. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I just hope that I can help people in any way I can. Women don't like alpha males, but want a high value man. But alpha attributes tend to create high value. So how it just moved on me. So how that work, ladies? If you guys can answer that in the chat, that'd be dope. Or we're trying, or we're wired to compete too much, so we refuse information rather than allow themselves the opportunity to grow from another man. I agree, and we're going to talk about the information and how some men only want the information that makes them look good. So we're going to talk about that too. And I think that as a man that wants to grow, you're going to receive criticism, harsh or constructive, any way you can, because you're looking to grow. So some men were abandoned by their fathers. They either didn't have a father or they knew their father, and then all of a sudden daddy wasn't there anymore. All right. And then they become bitter towards men. So they don't, so older men that are pretty solid in their family, in their in keeping communities together, like they tend to be a little bit disrespectful to those kind of men. All right. They would submit to, right, the men out there that are high level drug dealers and stuff like that, but to men like community leaders and community organizers, they want to be out there disrespecting them. And these are men looking to do positive things in the community, but they would rather cling to those that they see or that they perceive what real manhood is. This guy is respected in the community because people fear him, but this guy who gathers the community together to elevate them should not be respected. So we gotta break this cycle, man. We gotta break the cycle. All right. And allow positive male mentors to be in our life. We got to. We need a source of contact. Like, you know, what does it look like? Like, all right, so I'm a teacher, right, by trade. I teach, and one of the most effective ways to teach students is to model for them. It's to model for them. It's the I do, we do, you do model, where I do it first, then we do it together, and then I send you off to do it by yourself. Okay? I do, we do, you do. I model to my students what it is that I want them to do. Then we talk about it. Why are we doing this? Get them thinking critically about it. And then we do it together. And as we do it, I'm doing it, but they're telling me what to do. And then we're talking about it. And then when they got it, I send them off to do it on their own. Simple. We model, we do it together, and then we let them go. Don't be shy about having positive males in your life that will model for you. If you do not have positive male role models that are in your life to help guide you, you're a wannabe alpha male. All right. Fear does not equate respect. Agreed. First time catching you live, just subscribe. Thank you so much, Natty Bella. I appreciate you subscribing. Glad you joined the Harrison extended family. Larita, a Sigma male is a man who has similar quality to an alpha male, but instead he walks to the beat of his own drum. What Molly said is exactly what it is. Exactly. Hi, Todd. Fear does not equate. Hey, Ness, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you being here. You know something? Black light just made me think of something. Girls want to be equal and want things to change. However, they still want you to pay the restaurant bills. Double standard. Oh, we talked about that too on Friday live stream when all the women were in the chat, you know, upset with me. Even had some phone callers come in and call up, but we had nice conversation. Nice conversations. But again, we all need to hear this sometimes. Even me. You know, wifey asked me today, you know, who are you learning from? Like, who are you eating from? Like, who are you listening to and following? And we have to talk about that. You know, like even me, I need to be willing to receive criticism so I can grow as well. We all about that growth life. All right. And another thing is they didn't have another point. So, and I'm gonna go here and I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm gonna go here, right? Another thing that helps create the wannabe alpha male is heartbreak. Okay. Um, if you create anything from a victim mindset, it's probably not going to be good, right? Unless you're looking to change it for both sides, right? So when movements are started because people are being victimized and they're looking to bring positive change, that's a beautiful thing. But in a situation like men creating these communities where they're looking to just bash black women, right? Because black women aren't into them and they got their hearts broken or they were hurt or they felt like they were being taken advantage of. And now they're looking to go the whole opposite way and treat women extremely disrespectful. Then the reason why you're doing that is because you're bitter. And that's not how alpha men operate. If an alpha male, according to the standards that exist today, if an alpha male is being disrespected by a female or feel like he's being used in any form or fashion, he's just gonna, dip and then let it be known why, and let her know and walk away. Not go the total opposite of being a he-man woman hater. All right, come on. We have to be consistent. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody. No, you know what? If you need to hear this and your feelings are hurt, you probably need it, and you need your feelings hurt. So I'm not apologizing. All right. So you were heartbroken. So now you're reactive in your approach to women. Now it's like, okay, I'm never going to give my heart to a woman. Women ain't nothing. It's all about the man. They need to follow my page. They need to be on my agenda. And to some extent, I understand what you're saying, and that there's some truth to that. But your mindset behind it is toxic, as if this woman solely exists to be at your beck and call. All right? Come on, guys. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, because now we're introducing toxicity to the black relationship dynamic, and it's not good. It's not good at all. So you're reactive. Here are some indicators. All right. Okay. They spend all their time bashing women, just like the women who they claim spend so much time bashing them. I'm gonna say that again. They spend so much time bashing women, just like the women that they claim spend so much time bashing them. That's an indicator. That's an indicator. Okay. They've been heartbroken. They experienced heartbreak trauma. They are experiencing separation anxiety. Okay. What's up, Canley V? Thank you so much for being here. Another indicator. They go hard on not being faithful to a woman. They go hard. They celebrate not being faithful to a woman. They celebrate it. Okay. It's now not everybody, I'm not saying it for everybody, but an indicator, you got to look for these indicators because there's multiple. All right. And these aren't just it. Okay. Drop the mic next time. I wish I could. It's on the boom. I can't. I can't. So they go hard on not being faithful to a woman, right? Black Light Revelation says weak men and women tend to take criticism as bashing. Yep. True alpha. Use SWOT analysis to improve based on criticism they receive. They are many betas masqueraders. I agree. They masquerade as alphas. 100% agree. Okay. Now, another indicator. And I'm gonna say it, yo. I'm gonna say it. Here's another indicator. If a black man is willing to travel to a whole nother country to get women to treat them well, quote unquote, because the black women in America don't treat them well, quote unquote, then that's another indicator as well. Okay? That's another indicator as well. Do we want to be appreciated? Everybody wants to be appreciated. Everybody wants to be appreciated. I would like to be appreciated. You would like to be appreciated. And for who you are, right? For who you are. But I gotta say, man, and listen, man, like I gotta say it. There really can't be anything more simpish than being willing to spend so much money to travel to another country just so that you can be with women that would you claim to appreciate you. So we got to be consistent with that as well. We got to be consistent with it. So if you play the video game on difficult and win, you're an alpha. If you play it on easy and get high score, you what are you really doing? Yo, that's deep. So if you're out there in the dating world and it's easy for you, what are you really doing? Right? You want things easy for you, and that's why you were willing to spend all that money to go travel somewhere to find somebody that would appreciate you instead of, and I'm gonna say it, instead of in a sense leveling up, you know, and not just like in money. I'm talking about in mindset. All right. And yeah, it's deep, man. Like men, we're not doing anything if we're doing that. We're not doing, and what kind of man competes in a way that he feels so defeated by black women in America that he's willing to go to a country to find something easy, like, and pay all that money to find it. In my own opinion, Kenley V says, in my own opinion on American men, oh, you have your own opinion on American men, but I'll keep them to yourself. Okay, you can. And she has experience with men from different countries. So listen, if you're willing to go to another country because it's easy to find women instead of where you live, then that's also an indicator of a man who is a wannabe alpha male. A wannabe alpha male. It reminds me back in, and I'm gonna say it. So I didn't grow up in like the most safest neighborhood. All right, I grew up in Staten Island. People think that Staten Island is like this suburb borough of New York City. There's some areas in Staten Island that is a problem. Like you couldn't walk through there if you did not live there. All right, I lived in the harbor. There were certain neighborhoods I know I couldn't walk through because I was from the harbor. Once I say I'm from the harbor, I'm bound to get jumped or even worse, right? So, and here's the thing, right? There are some New York City housing projects, right, in Staten Island. The well-known ones were the harbor, West Brighton, New Brighton, Stapleton, and Park Hill. Okay, Park Hill. Park Hill wasn't projects, but it was, it was no joke. Everybody know Park Hill, Wu-Tang, all that stuff, right? But then you had also housing developments like Toad Hill. Today it's a little, it's gotten a little bit more gritty. Yeah, projects like Toad Hill. Yeah, communities like Southgate and the Berry Homes and South Beach and stuff like that. And it really, it's hood now, right? Like Toad Hill is like, yeah, Toad Hill really changed. But back when we were growing up, it wasn't, right? There were some people that can go to Toad Hill and be hard, right? Want to be a thug in Toad Hill back in like the early 90s because it was easy to be a thug there because you shine, right? It's easy, right? But you couldn't be a thug in communities like the Harbor, Stapleton, New Brighton, West Brighton, Park Hill. You just couldn't. It wasn't going to happen. So you had to go somewhere where it was easy. Everybody else who are from those communities are thinking, yeah, he's not really that tough. Because if he comes here, he's going to get hurt. It's the same way. Same way. If I'm not going to be successful dating here, I'm going to go where it's easy instead of rising up and saying, no, I'm going to take over this dating stage and I'm going to be what I need to be to date the women that I want out here. You know what I'm saying? So I've dated married men in both America. I've dated and married men in both America and in the Caribbean. Definitely a difference between the two. All right. Molly, I don't feel like getting into it with these men tonight. British guys extremely different from American men. And in my opinion, not all, but a lot of American men are a waste of time. All right. Here's what we're not going to do, ladies. We're not going to be up here bashing men. Okay. We're not doing it. Not doing it. Okay. I'm trying to help. I'm really trying to give some pertinent information so that we can all grow, men and women alike. All right. Who said it's easy to find women overseas? You're making assumptions, bro. I didn't say it. Actually, I didn't. The videos that I saw of men say it's easier to find. So I'm not making the assumption. You know, I wouldn't go overseas to find somebody, to be perfectly honest with you. I would never do that. I live in America. I'm not going to, and that's just me. But I'm speaking to those who say it's easy to find a woman overseas. And there are a lot of popular YouTubers in the man space that have said this in multiple interviews, in multiple live streams, in multiple videos. So it's not just me who's saying it, because I'm not coming from my own perspective. So, and if you have a different experience, by all means, I invite you to call in. I'm gonna put the number in a little bit. I invite you to call in, and you can tell us about your experience as well, bro. I would appreciate that. All right, but I'm just speaking from what I've seen from men in that space and what they've said about how they're more appreciated overseas by women than they are in America, and it's easier for them. That's what they say, not me. All right, so dang, I wish you didn't feel that way, County V. Yeah, so do I. But we're not going to be on here like bashing American men, all right? Because I'm an American man. And speaking of, if Michael Jordan was a beast in the league, in the D League basketball, he wouldn't have his own shoe. Agreed. I agree. Great point. Speaking of basketball, tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of the Black Mamba's passing. So praying for his family. All right. I'm not opposed to dating anywhere and anyone. However, you should be chasing your destination, not be chasing to a safe haven. I feel you. I agree. Why would I deal with the bulldogs here when I can deal with a beautiful, cooperative, appreciative woman in another country? But here, that's my point, though. That's my point, right? And I think you and I could be wrong, but based on what you're saying it's easier, right? It's easier. But that's neither here nor there. Or what Real said. I can say overseas women appreciate American men more. Yeah. And the thing is, that's what they say. Like, I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that at all. I'm not doubting that at all. What I'm saying is, like, if you have to go overseas to find a woman that appreciates you, then can you really consider yourself an alpha male? That's what I'm saying. An alpha male is an alpha male no matter where he is. An alpha male can take a bulldog, right? And if we're talking about, pack culture, a bulldog could be in the pack, and the alpha male is going to put that bulldog in their place. There's one alpha here. I'm that alpha, and that's pretty much what it is. If that's what you want to be, if you want to be an alpha, that's what an alpha is. Okay, so yeah, why would I deal with a bulldog here? Because I'm an alpha male, and that bulldog is going to know its place. Period. All right, you can find gentlemen. You can find appreciate right here, gentlemen. Well, here's the thing, Candy V. Now I'm going to just real quick. This is about the men. But if a woman comes on the stream and says that something negative about American men, right? The American man has now ammunition to say, see, this is exactly what I mean. This is why I'd rather go overseas for a woman. All right. How do you suggest an alpha male put an American woman in her place? Oh, good question. That's a good question, right? The thing is, alpha males are able to do that without even laying a hand. All right. Alpha male can do a lot. You know what I'm gonna do? Thank you for that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do some research, bro. All right, and I'm gonna do a live stream on strategies that alpha men can do. Now I'm gonna do research because this isn't going to come from me. Can do so that a woman would submit to this alpha male. Okay, because ultimately that's what it is. It's a matter of submission. It's not really so much about the notion and the idea of putting a woman in her place. It's about the alpha male being the alpha male and that woman willingly submitting to him. And that's what it's really about. All right. That's what it's really about. Are you moving to another country? Man, listen to this. Go overseas and get your needs. Yeah. If that's what you got to do for you, do for you. All right. But just don't really don't tell people that you're an alpha male if that's what you're going to be doing. All right. Or if you just want to move to overseas because it's a better situation for you, by all means, I'm with that. Just don't make it be because there's women there. I thought an alpha male would have no problem doing that, right? No. Listen, we're not doing that in my chat, Kennedy V. Stop starting mess. We're not doing that. Listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. All right. Because I don't even think he's trying to be argumentative. Not being argumentative at all. He really wants to know. All right. So, but I think that that's a good conversation that we can have. All right. Like, and even invite women to the conversation. Like, what is it that you think a man needs to be doing so that you can willingly submit to him? All right. I don't like labeling people, though, and putting them in one boat. It's good people everywhere. It's bad people everywhere. Agreed. Origin of birth doesn't matter to me. It's his respect for me and people in general that counts. I'm with that too. I hear you, man, but these women ain't trying to hear that. They ain't Proverbs 31 women. Yo, I'm glad you mentioned that, bro. Oh, Proverbs 31. They want it. There's some that Proverbs 31 and how some women. Oh, this is about men. After this, I'm done. How some women really aren't reading that passage in context. But I digress. I gotta stay on topic. You guys are like messing me up in the chat. I gotta stay on topic. All right. I see what you guys are doing. Let me mess Dre up tonight. Don't mess me up. All right. I gotta stay on topic. All right. All right. So we just gotta think about those things and be consistent, right? So if we're either going to be a wannabe alpha male or we're going to strive to actually be one, right? Now, some want to prove that a woman can't break their heart, so they like go really hard and callous. If you're callous, you're not really an alpha. You're just a callous male who don't want to open up your heart to somebody. Okay. And let me just, I have notes here and I got like lost. All right. Also like this. So let me read to you exactly what I put. Some men didn't have a role model of what a man is in a relationship, and they succumbed to the superficial dating standards and they got hurt. And that's where this whole red pill, blue pill thing came from, right? Like some men were indoctrinated in thinking that dating should go a certain way, that you need to be impressing this woman from the very beginning. And they've been hurt so many times that they go and they start thinking like, oh man, I took the red pill. Like, I'm done. Like, I need to like really refocus and get my man back, right? Without even thinking and adjusting it. Like they go the total extreme. Let's adjust it, right? I shared before my dating strategies, right? When I was dating before I got married, right? I'm not spending money on you on the first date, second date, third date. I'm not trying to impress you. Who I am is who I am. You either like me or you don't. I either have what you need in a man or I don't have what you need in a man. And I'm not about to fake it in the very beginning and go all out and do what some men consider as simping in order to try to win a woman. I haven't done that in years. And it's not that I didn't do that, right? I used to do that. After my divorce, I thought I had to really impress a woman. And I'm like, no, I want her to get to know me. So I'm not spending a lot of money on the first date. We're going to have conversation and we're going to have meaningful conversation. All right. She may be a queen. She may be worth all that, but she needs to be willing to let me see that and prove that to me that she's worth it. Right. So I adjusted. I didn't go the full opposite way and start mistreating women and calling women out their names and stuff like that because I've been hurt in the past. Nah, I'm going to adjust because I am who I am. I'm the type of man that I am. I live, I adjust, I live, learn, adjust, and keep it moving. All right. So they've succumbed to the superficial idea of what men should be doing in a date. And they got hurt so many times and they invested so much and didn't get a return. So now they're like, you know what? I'm not investing anything. Like these women are nothing. They're nothing but B's and H's. And I'm out here doing me. And I'm about to run through as many women as I can, dismantle as many lives as I can. I'm going to, and while I'm young and they're young, I'm going to get them pregnant and then leave them alone so that when they're 35, they're no longer high value, but I can still be high value because, I'm valuable because of what I have. Like, come on, we really have to be consistent, man. Have to be consistent. Have to be. Man. Hot mess. The one you are used to abuse. I'm sorry. I got to finish this because it's late and I got to spend time with my family. I'm like, the chat is jumping. And I love that you guys are engaging with each other. And if you haven't done so, hit the like button, please. All right. Another thing that you'll notice about wannabe alpha males is that they appreciate their egos getting stroked. They love their ego getting stroked. All right. They love it. And by the way, Dre, you are a completely different American man. Just want to put that in the air. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right. But there's a lot of good American men out there. Got a lot of good Black American men out there. All right. Many of them are in the chat right now. I'm just saying. Just saying. So men like their ego stroke. Well, let's say everybody likes their ego stroke. Men like their ego stroke too. Sometimes, like even me, like, I like my ego stroke too. Like, tell me if I'm doing something good. I like that. Men like that. It is what it is. All right. We're never going to get away from that. But some men want their ego strokes stroke when they don't deserve their ego stroke. Like, they don't. What's going on, Harry? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. They don't deserve to get their ego stroke, and then they want their ego stroke. They will follow a man follow a man that will tickle their ears. They will follow a man that will tickle their ears. They will dismiss another male who challenges them. They will dismiss another male who challenges them. This is how you know he's a wannabe alpha. All right. When all he does is ingest information and data based on what would make him feel good about himself. But the moment somebody challenges him on his mindset and his thinking, he gives them pushback immediately. Let's be careful of these things. All right. All right. Another one is they refuse constructive criticism, which I mentioned earlier in the chat, in the live stream, in the video. They refuse constructive criticism. They just want you to tell them that they're a man. Right. And it reminds me of some of my male students who are insecure and who break down when you tell them that they didn't do something right. And they want to storm out the class. And I got to tell them, yo, what are you doing? Like, I have a dynamic relationship with my students, specifically my male students. There is none of that running out of my class if you feel defeated. In my class, my young Black males are going to sit down and we're going to work this out together. I will sit with them and I will work it out with them. There is no, I'm running out the classroom. I feel defeated. Woe was me. We don't do that here. All right. I'm not here to stroke your ego. I'm here to make you stronger. All right. And sometimes your egos may need to get crushed for you to be, for you to grow. All right. And I'm not about to crush it and leave it crushed. If I crush your ego, I'm looking to build you up. Not your ego, but you. All right. So some men you don't appreciate when women stroke those egos. But amen. We need more male teachers like you, Dre. Oh, I'm trying. I learn from other teachers too. That's the thing. I'm learning from other teachers who are teaching me these things. All right. They refuse to listen to anyone who doesn't agree with them or make them feel like they're right. You got to make them feel like they're right. Also, and I'm trying to speed up this. These men will champion men who say things against all women because it makes them feel as if vengeance has been enacted. Let me say that again. All right. So wait, Todd Bang says, speaking only for me, don't need an ego stroke, just affirming from my woman to keep me winning. I agree. And that's it. Like, at this point, like my wife is the only one that needs to be stroking my egos. I don't care what everybody else say. I don't. It don't matter to me. All right. But look, I appreciate everybody's, input. Yeah. Just, you don't got to stroke my ego. Nah, you don't. So I'm going to read this again. These wannabe alpha men will champion men who say things against all women because it makes them feel as if vengeance has been enacted. So they'll watch these live streamers, these YouTube videos, these TV shows, these interviews of men bashing women, and they champion these men because they feel like, that's right, finally, I feel good now. That's right, you let these women have it. Chill. You're speaking out of a place of hurt, bitterness, trauma. Relax. Relax, right? I prefer to be listened to. Ego stroking is for men who feel less than, in my opinion. Hey, listen, man, don't be coming for me, real. I just said sometimes I don't mind if my ego is stroked by my lady. Like, tell me that I'm doing good at something. All right. Dang, bro. Chill. You coming for me at the chat, in the chat. Nah, I feel you though. I understand what you're saying. I want to meet goals and objectives, hardcore evidence, irrefutable truths. I can care less that I'm about an opinion. I would rather have appreciation than affirmation. I hear you. I hear you. And by the way, I'm speaking in jest about the whole stroking ego thing. All right. Now, we have to be careful when we and this is just for my brothers out there who are watching, right? If you get to a place where you are championing people who are bashing women, you have to stop and think, am I actually being what I don't like in what women are doing? Like, am I in here like, claiming that all black women hate black men and bashing us, and I'm doing the same thing? Like, you got to be willing to do that. Appreciation and affirmation go hand in hand. When one buys into the opinions of others, they buy into that person's lifestyle as well. Think about that. And I agree. I agree with that. All right. And lastly, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna open up the phone lines for a little bit. All right. If anybody want to call in, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that number ready. Oh, you didn't put this on yet. I'm gonna get that number ready for you guys so that you guys, if you guys want to call in, you can. All right. Don't call in yet because I have to start the phone, but call in when I let you know. All right. And I'm gonna pin this in the chat so that if you guys want to call in, you can. And if you disagree, please let's talk and share your point of view. I would appreciate that. All right. All right, let me pin the message. All right. So, lastly, we have to be careful because some of these or some of you want to be alpha men are immature and irresponsible thinking. Okay, like they're immature minded and they don't think responsibly about things. In fact, these are the type of people that would like to escape responsibility as often as they could. Okay. So they have a pattern of not accepting responsibility. They have a pattern. They do something, and they're not they're not they don't accept responsibility for what they do. They deny that they do it, or they acknowledge that they do it and feel like they don't need to be held accountable for their actions. Be careful of those things, because alpha men will accept responsibility. They don't got to apologize for what they did. They'll stand behind what they did, and they accept whatever consequences that will come. Next, they will get upset if held accountable. Like, yo, who are you to hold me accountable? Like, yeah, I know I did this, but like, that's my life. I do whatever I want. You can, but you're just proving how immature thinking you are because you don't want to accept responsibility or accountability for your actions. All right. Next, all right, they still engage in things they did as a child to the point where they cannot get ahead. And this, I'm gonna say it, and I say this in love, my brothers. If you are one of those men out there who are still living in your parents' home, right, in their basement, playing PS4, now PS5, or the latest Xbox all day, your whole life consumed with video games, and YouTube, then you're probably also a wannabe alpha male, and you just got to check that. Harrison, you need to watch my videos on and research the concept of locus control. It will help you deeply. Yeah, so I saw those videos. Right, I haven't done the research yet, but I do plan on looking into it. The locus of control. Wow, great man, great mind think alike. LOL. Appreciation. All right, that's alpha mentality, not necessarily an alpha indeed. Yeah. All right. So guys, we have to listen, gentlemen, men. Okay, if you want to be what you guys consider to be an alpha male, please, like, do it in a way that is going to elevate the pack, right? I did a video on the characteristics of an alpha male, not to my standards but to your standards, right? To the standards of people that I've heard out there in the space that talk about alpha male and the alpha male mentality, alpha male strategies, and all that stuff. I watched a lot of videos and comprised that list of characteristics of what a true alpha male is. Maybe afterwards I put a card up so that you guys can watch it. But if you're not looking to elevate the pack and lead a pack, then there's no way that you can be an alpha male. If you're um, in the basement just producing videos. 1 second. I'm in my basement producing videos. I'm gonna say it anyway. If all you're doing is in your basement producing videos or whatever, and not doing anything with your life, you're not being a leader anywhere, then you can't really consider yourself an alpha male. Gentlemen, let's start manning up. Let's start being men, and let's start being leaders, the leaders that we want people to believe we are. Let's start doing it. All right, guys, if you guys want to call in, the line is open. We can get into this conversation if you guys like. I'm not going to get into it too long because I need to bathe and spend time with my family. But let's do it. The line is open if you guys want to call in, and if not, it's perfectly fine. Allow me to go upstairs with my family and hang out with them a little more. You're laughing at the whole I'm that guy in the basement producing videos. You laughing at me? I had to stop and think about that. This is why I date older men my age. Sweet, you're not that old. What are you talking about? I was about to say, sweet, that's what we do. Date people our age. But I'm like, wait a minute, you're not even that old. You get no argument from me, bro. I agree with you this whole lot. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. LMAO, basement producer. Yeah, I'm a basement producer. I ain't even on front. Like I'm over here talking about men just producing videos in their basements. And I'm like literally right now in my basement. But I got a basement and a first floor and second floor. I got a house. And it's my basement, not my mama's basement. It's my basement I'm producing videos from. All right, let me stop being all prideful and stuff. I'm joking. Like, that's not really me. No, I prefer to date older men, like 10 plus years, 10 years older than you. Okay. Alpha males are cool and all, but I must prefer a man who is just right for me. All right. I feel you on that too. I appreciate that. But back to the men thing. Like, men, let's just be consistent and let's be men. All right. Let's not, just blindly adapt to what other men are telling us we need to be as men. Let's take as much information as we can get, and assess, evaluate, interpret the information, and let's identify what's good for us as men. Okay. Some men believe that it's beneficial for men to be in a relationship with multiple women. There are some men who believe that the definition of a man is to be faithful to one woman and his family. I have a biblical perspective when it comes to manhood, and and it's not this whole weak-minded, turn the other cheek type of manhood that some of us may believe it to be. It's not that. I believe in a biblical perspective of me being the head of my home, protector of my home, provider of my home, leader of my pack. All right. In fact, the strategy that I find most people adapt to as far as this alpha male ideology are biblical items, right? That would benefit men if they was to read it and follow it. But that's just me, right? And I'm not here trying to it'll be a blessing to see people come to know who Jesus is through my live streams, right? And if you ever want to have a conversation about God and Jesus, and what exactly salvation is and all that stuff, we could talk about it. And I'm not talking about the whitewash religion. I'm talking about the actual belief. All right. We could talk about that, but we can't. I don't mind chopping it up about that too. All right. But a true Black Light Revelation says a true alpha man knows the proper situations to use as a beta tactic and also just saying, okay. So you're saying that they switch it up. So but then even then, like, that's like an alpha tactic. They'll okay, let me step back in the situation and just watch and assess. I think that's what I could be wrong, but is that what you're saying? Hey, Harry, hey, I enjoyed seeing you last night on V's Live. I'm sure you did. Oh goodness. I had a man to ask me to be his girlfriend and he is married. Iro. What? Girl, no, you lying. LMAO. Oh, awesome. Great to see everyone. No, I'm not, V. Gosh, men. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So, guys, nobody's calling in. That's cool. It gives me an opportunity to spend time with my family. I'm going to bathe. watch some TV with my family. I got to have a conversation. I'm trying to dedicate more time with my 13-year-old. You know, he's getting older, and we got to have like some deep conversations and just talk. So me and my son will be vibing too. My wife, my son. No, not V. I can't believe he asked you that. Good grief, crazy. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for coming through and watching the live with me. Now, in the comment section, I know some people may disagree with me. There's some men who may be like, here's another black man coming against other black men, giving black women what they want. No, I'm not. And if you think that, just go back to my live stream on Friday and you'll see that's not what I'm about. I'm about, being honest and upfront with both genders, because I want to see the black family become even stronger. That's what I want to see. So with that being said, thank you so much for coming through, watching the live stream with me, watching the video after it went live with me. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this video. Good night, Mom. My mom was watching too. Let me know what you think of this video. All right. We need men to be men in society. And I firmly believe this with no apologies. We need strong families. All right. Well, let me go back. We need strong black communities. For us to have strong black communities, we need strong black families. For us to have strong black families, we need strong black men to head up those families. All right. And where I come from, the place that I'm coming from with my videos is that place. So with that being said, I am going to head off. And yeah, I'm out. Appreciate everyone for watching. God bless you all. Have a good night. If you have not done so yet, hit the subscribe button and join the Harrison Extended family. And if you haven't liked the video yet, please thumbs up and share it out if you like. Hopefully it'll benefit somebody. It may upset some people too. And then my chats will explode with all kinds of mean, hateful comments from unnamed YouTubers who want to be brave behind their faceless YouTube accounts. All right. I'm out. I got to be nice. I'm out. Peace.